Hi, I'm Rob Hobson, registered nutritionist and head of nutrition here at Healthspan, and this is Dr. Sarah Brewer, our medical director. Today on Facebook Live, we're going to be talking about travel. Okay, so I'm a nervous traveller. What would you suggest I take?
It's important to prepare in advance because obviously you can learn hypnotherapy techniques and meditation techniques to help you through anxious times like that, stressful situations. If you're travelling somewhere where you can take CBD oil, cannabidiol oil, which is a natural hemp extract which helps to reduce anxiety and help with the general well-being, then you can take that with you, take that before you go. Some places you're not able to fly with it, so do check in advance. If you can't use CBD, or if it's contraindicated because you're taking other medication, for example, then lavender oil is increasingly being used for anxiety. That has more of a long-term effect. You might need to start taking that a couple of weeks beforehand.
And how do you take that? Is that a capsule, just literally the oil?
I would take it as capsules, because it has to be the correct pharmaceutical form. You can't just go into a shop and buy an essential oil of lavender and use that. It has to be a form that you can take by mouth. And many people find flower essences, things like Rescue Remedy, very helpful as well. So, whatever works for you. But there are lots of approaches, and some airlines even now have courses that you can go on to help you cope with fear of flying. Yeah, okay, that's good to know. I travel for work and get constipated a lot. Do you have any recommendations? So we said earlier about magnesium just before you go to bed could be good. Yes, magnesium. Take magnesium at night and you'll have a very welcome magnesium moment in the morning. Obviously it will depend on the dose you take. Some people are more sensitive than others.
Would you suggest then that it's just one supplement with the full RDA? I would say yes for that one.
Yes, except you might need a bit more than that actually, because it's above 400 milligrams per day normally that you get that effect. Okay. If you're taking it for medical reasons, to clear the bowel before preparation, for example, then you'd be having very high doses. But if you take something like Healthspan's OptiMagnesium, you can adjust the dose quite easily because each tablet has got a smaller dose on it than the RDA.
Okay.
And it's a gentler form as well.
That's good to know. And then in terms of diet, obviously fibre is important in the diet to help with digestion and things like constipation. So when you're choosing your meals, try and choose foods that are high in fibre. So fruits and vegetables, whole grains, drink plenty of fluids. The one thing people forget when they take in a lot more fibre in their diets, they forget to drink more water. And obviously water helps fibre to do its job. So make sure that you drink plenty of fluids.
It's interesting actually, because sometimes people when they go away and get constipated, they blame it on the water and say it's a change of water. It's like an old wives' tale. And I think often that is the case because magnesium, of course, is found in some water supplies and not in others.
So there could be some truth.
Yes, I think that's really quite an interesting one.
Okay, so our next question is, what do you take on a long haul flight to help you to sleep? So I said earlier to you, Sarah, that I quite like to use an app because it helps me to relax and helps me to sleep. I need it to be really quiet if I'm going to sleep. So obviously earplugs, might want to take an eye mask. Anything supplement-wise that you might recommend?
Well, again, magnesium can help with sleep. I mean, there are herbal medicines like valerian, for example, but you're talking about apps. There's also pink noise apps you can use, which have lovely sounds like waves or waterfalls, and that has been shown to help induce sleep. And also, of course, blanks out the noise of other people coughing and snoring around the plane, so that can be very helpful as well.
Okay. All right, so another question we've got is, I don't take probiotics all the time as I eat yogurt daily, but before I go on a holiday, should I take them before and after? I would say yes, especially if you have a sensitive gut or you're going somewhere which is renowned for people guessing a bit of a dodgy belly. Would you agree with that, Sarah?
Yeah, well, I've proven that myself because 5 years ago I went on the Inca Trail in Machu Picchu, and my husband and I took our probiotics before and during and after. We were the only two that didn't come down with the horrible gut rot that everybody else had. Partly I think also that's because we weren't having the street food. We weren't going out and buying these snacks on the side of the road which the others were, like dried bananas and dates. You just don't know where they come from, so I think that's often where people do have problems.
Check the water, because sometimes if the water's not drinkable, it's really easy to forget about ice that goes in your drinks as well. So these are just some of the other things you might want to think about.
And ice cream, of course, although it might be very welcome when you're hot, make sure that it's one that you peel off the wrapper and is made in a safe way.
Yeah, okay. So my skin is fair and I burn, so I stay out of the sun. Will Tan and Defend help me to tan? So Tan and Defend is more about protecting your skin, so it can help protect against the effects of the sun, so maybe the redness. It contains antioxidants. When you're exposed to a lot of sun, you get a build-up of free radicals in the system, which can cause damage over time. So those antioxidants help to combat that. Anything else you'd add about it?
It should always be used with SPF. It's not an alternative to sunscreen. So use the sunscreen, and then Tan and Defend can help to reduce redness. And it actually gives a slight golden glow to the skin as well, because of the carotenoids, the plant pigments that are in it, which are also antioxidants. So it is a nice one to actually use all year round to keep the skin protected from environmental pollution, basically.
Okay. I don't like drinking plain water, and I do get dehydrated sometimes on holiday. Should I take electrolytes? I think you should be able to get everything. I think you should focus first of all on fluids. So make sure that you're drinking plenty of water. If you don't really like drinking water, then think about how to make it a bit more exciting. Ice lollies are still fluids, fruit is still fluids, watery fruits, coconut water
is my absolute favourite, because you get the fluid, you get a pleasant taste, and of course you get the electrolytes in there as well. Yeah,
I mean, if you sweat a lot and it's very hot, maybe you train on holiday, maybe you've had a slightly heavy night the night before, then maybe electrolytes might be a good way to help you to rehydrate more effectively. So it's really about the situation you're in, I think, with that one. Okay. Can you explain how to take milk thistle? Should I take it before and after I drink?
Well, in the UK, milk thistle is classed as a traditional herbal remedy. It's a medicine, and it should be taken to treat symptoms once they're there. So overindulgence symptoms. Of course, we all know that in the real world, a lot of us do use it as a preventative. I would actually recommend as an alternative globe artichoke. It does everything that milk thistle does. It's a lot cheaper, which is always a bonus. And you can use both together. So you could take your globe artichoke beforehand, and then if unfortunately you still do get symptoms, then you could use the treatment, which is the milk thistle.
Okay, perfect. Right, so another question. My sleep gets disturbed when I go on holiday. How can I prevent this, and what can I take? Well, we've kind of touched on some of the stuff with the sleep, haven't we? With the eye mask, with your earplugs. So I guess what I like to do is I like to try and retain my sleep ritual when I'm on holiday. So I like to take a pillowcase with me. I like to take my candle with me that I like to burn at home. Real princess here. I also like to do other things, have a bath or a hot shower before I go to bed, that kind of thing, drink valerian tea. So I think that if you can retain those things on holiday, and they're quite easy to do on holiday, then that's a good way to maybe approach it. Make sure that your blinds shut properly so you block out the light.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it has to be a very dark room and a very quiet room.
So thanks for watching, and we'll look forward to seeing you next month, and safe travels.